I'm Tibbs. Listen to me. Do what I say.
Take notes.
Big Meech. We're here.
Oh man, Alan just did.
It's different this time. What's up, guys? Terry and Trey here, and the Knicks have a nice win tonight. Kind of a blowout, I would say.
Well, it was, yeah.
I would say it was a blowout. We're now 12-15, so that's looking pretty decent for us. And we had Derrick Rose tonight, performing the best, doing what we want to see him do on the court. I love this addition, and I was not expecting this. I wasn't expecting this. I almost feel like I'm kind of seeing Derrick Rose of the past a little bit.
Right.
He's super fast up and down the court.
Still.
Super fast.
Imagine how fast he has to be. Like, he went through what he went through. And is 32, I think, now.
Right.
And is still that fast.
So imagine how fast he was before you made it. Like when we didn't have him, like not before, but like before.
When he's killing us for the Bulls.
What he's reminding me of a lot, and I'm seeing this.
Let's go to Derrick Rose right away. Let's get on the street. Yeah.
So what I'm seeing, sort of in the league, and I made mention of it before with Carmelo Anthony, is these guys that were stars when they came in, right, and had big potential, maybe didn't make it all the way because of injuries or just circumstances. And they still want to play, but they realize that they may have to take a back seat. And so maybe it's okay for them to come off the bench. And not just that, they feel fine coming off the bench. They're okay being part of the second unit. They just want to contribute to the team. And boy, did we see him contributing tonight.
14.6 assists, 3 rebounds. The thing with Derrick Rose, and we saw it again tonight, is he can still look like a superstar just for a really short period of time. He's coming out, he's making shots. My favorite thing, he is finding Obi Toppin. I thought I need to give Obi Toppin our Where's Waldo jersey so Austin Rivers could find him. It's funny because Rivers was like just blatantly not passing to Obi Toppin.
Right.
Rose comes in, who replaces Rivers, and is the exact opposite.
Right.
He's finding him in pick and roll. He's activating Obi. I was tweeting about it all night. It is good to see. Obi Toppin, I think, for many has been probably the most disappointing thing this season. Well, not disappointing because of him, but because of how it's kind of played out. Right. You know, Obi top 10 pick.
We're also super excited with Emmanuel quickly. So he basically emerged as the first round pick.
As the top pick, right? Yeah. So with Obi overall, it's kind of been like this. We want to see more from him, but it's also been the Knicks not really looking for him, right? You saw him at the bench unit, and Austin Rivers is looking him off. Elfrid Payton has been finding him. He hasn't been able to get comfortable. And you see a guy like Obi, he's a finisher. He's kind of like Amari used to be. I mean, obviously, we know those comparisons.
Right.
Rose came in, and this is not just that, not just him and Obi. Derrick Rose, you can see he has come here. He said it in his interviews, and he's backing it up so far. He's come here to fit in and stand out when needed, but he's trying more than anything to be the ultimate team guy.
He so is. And you said fit in, so that's exactly what I felt. I have never seen a player come to a new team with no practice, really. Because I think the first day that he played, Tuesday, I don't think there's much practice that happened, and he fit in to me seamlessly with this team. And I think that has to go with his veteran like leadership and him being in the league long enough to know his place and know how he's going to come in.
Tibbs' system.
Of course.
That Tibbs has been running. I mean, listen, don't get me wrong. I'm positive that the current system we're running is a bit altered from the Bulls of 2011 and stuff like that. The NBA changed.
I would hope so.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit more modern. But the core fundamentals are probably the same. Derrick Rose can start right in and do it. He knows what Tibbs wants. Remember, Derrick Rose, for years, was not just a player starting for Tibbs. He was the most important player on Tibbs' team.
Okay.
And he was the point guard.
Right.
So meaning, like, if there's anyone who's going to know what Tibbs wants to do, it's him.
Right.
So it makes sense that he's able to come in, kind of know where he probably, honestly, he knows more than other guys.
They had a phone conversation. That was it. You know what to do, right? Same play.
He knows more than the guys have been on the team training since the beginning of the season because it's years. It's not months.
So it definitely seems that way. Like just watching him on the court, he's super fluid.
Yeah.
And just sort of moves like easily around. Eyes in the back of his head, knows where the guys are almost before they know where they're going to be, kind of thing. Like I'm seeing that sort of a play from him. So I'm really, really liking him as an addition to the team. And let's go on to our next player.
Yeah, well, I will say this. Think about this. Who we gave up? We gave up Dennis Smith Jr. Did not have a good game in Detroit to start. Had a pretty much a Dennis Smith Jr. game. And I know there's youth and I know there's arguments there, but you look at the upgrade of what we got, a guy who was not playing, about to be in the G League, versus Derrick Rose, who now is looking like he's our best point guard, and he's probably not going to start. I think they keep him on the bench for now and have him and quickly come in and just like kill second units. But really good to see another guy today who, and this is bittersweet, because he had maybe his best half of the season. Mitchell Robinson was everywhere. Now, something we didn't bring up before, the Wizards aren't good. So at some point today, we were even playing down to them a bit. I thought we were not focused.
That third quarter where we started to kind of where it was wobbly. It was a little shaky, and I was like, no, come on, we're not going to lose this game. And that happens sometimes against teams that are worse than us. That are like, no, you're not going to show us up too.
Right, and then we play down to them sometimes. It's like we're not focusing as much. And this season, right, of all the seasons in recent years, this is where we gotta make sure we beat the teams we have to beat. If we beat the teams we're supposed to beat, we will end up at least in the play-in. Right now we're the 9th seed, so we're hanging around there. But the NBA is so tight. I tweeted this earlier today. We are 3 games out of the 3rd seed, but 2 games out of a top 5 pick. So literally this season can go kind of any which way. But back to Mitch, really great first half. He's active. He's catching oops. He's defending. He's doing everything you want him to do out there. He fractures his hand. And I looked up the diagnosis, Dr. Terry here. And basically it could be 3 weeks. It could be up to 2 months.
So with Mitchell being out, definitely for 2 weeks, I think. 2 to 3 weeks.
Definitely. At least I think a month, honestly.
Okay, so we're looking at definitely a month that he's going to be out.
Real quick, we're going to find out tomorrow. Tomorrow's going to be the actual announcement.
Tomorrow's the actual analysis of what's going on. And we'll get like a better time frame, I think. So what does that open up for us? Because we have Taj Gibson, we have Nerlens Noel, right? Yeah. But does that make sense? I mean, no, that doesn't make sense. Obviously, they're going to have to play. Yeah. But do you think there's going to be a trade happening because of that?
I think it'll be interesting to see. I don't think they're going to rush into one. Obviously, first off, like I said, we got to find out what happens. Right. Tomorrow, if the diagnosis is 2 weeks, and maybe it was like a small metacarpal or whatever, they might just be like, oh, cool, we'll rock with it. You know, Taj and Noel can handle 2 weeks. But if it's longer than that, and we're trying to be a team that competes, right? Normally in like the way we've been, I don't think they would care. They'd be like, oh, we're going to lose more, great. Right. But now, like, they're trying to compete this year. If you like it or not, we're trying to
make the playoffs.
100%.
Tom Thibodeau and Leon Rose are 100%. And I wasn't sure at first.
Right.
And he kept calling playoffs. But now that I'm watching the development of the team and who's playing, I'm like, okay, we are definitely trying to make a playoff run. It's very, very sure of that.
100%. So it's like, I think maybe we see a couple of games, see what happens now. I think Taj can kind of handle it. No, it's 48 minutes of Taj and Noel. I think this means we're going to see more Randall at the 5, and we'll see maybe Obi and Randall a bit more. There are ways around this issue, this problem, without trading for someone new. Okay. But it depends, right? Mitch's rim protection, Noel gives you, a lot of that, but it's not the same level. And Taj can defend well, but he's not really a rim protector. Right. It'd be interesting to see. I think, if anything, if it is a longer term injury, what this means is when the trade, if we get into like trade debate, right? I think now they consider getting a center, whereas before they didn't. So it may not just be for one player, maybe somebody we need who's a shooting guard and a center as well. Yeah. So it'll be interesting to see. Hopefully Mitch is good. Prayers up. It sucks he was having such a good game and it happens then, but that is life. Quick talk about a couple of the people. Randall again, 18 boards tonight. Beast on the boards.
Yeah, I didn't realize he had that many rebounds.
Yeah,
I was
me either.
Wow. And I remember, I think I told you, I can't remember the girl's name right now, but she's on the radio on Saturday. I can't think of her name. But she said that when we have good rebounds, that's when we win games. Yeah. And look at these numbers.
I mean, this is it. Julius keeping up that all-star season. I didn't even think this was his best game. I think I saw he had some mistakes here and there. But Julius, love it. Vote for him every day, guys. He's still 8th in the front court. We could do a lot better. One question I do want to bring up. I'm interested to hear your thoughts and then you guys in the comments. Mm-hmm. Also, subscribe, guys. I've got to say at the beginning, if you're enjoying the content, give us a like, subscribe. Randall was out there late. Right. We were up 20-25. Oh. And people on Twitter were really pissed. And we've not seen many games where we've had a big lead or been behind by a lot. Right. Like, we haven't had a lot of garbage time.
Right.
So when you see these moments and you see guys like Knox has not been playing, it's a hope that they could get in there earlier. Randall was playing pretty late. Right. How did you feel? And I'm worried about injuries too.
Well, I thought it was bad for him to be played. We have 4 minutes left, or even 3 minutes left. We're up 25 points, so we got the game. To me, that is the perfect opportunity that you allow all the guys on the bench. You change out the entire team, or maybe not the whole team, because fine, keep Quickly in there,
Yeah.
fine, keep Obi in there. But why is Randall, who right now is probably our most valuable player and the best player, why is he still playing? Why is the opportunity for him to get injured? Why is the opportunity for him to get into any foul trouble? Why is there not opportunity for the other guys to play? It didn't make any sense to me, but I know Tibbs likes this tight rotation. Also, the amount of minutes he's playing. And we play tomorrow. So it's like,
the tomorrow thing.
Why tire out these guys for no goddamn reason?
I mean, I'll say this. He did, they worked so much on conditioning before the season. It was like a very big focus for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you're going to be fit to get through the whole season.
Right.
And I will say this. You just spoke about why is he playing late, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
That's how Derrick Rose got injured. I don't know. I'm not even saying that anything to do with the Knicks. I'm just saying, like, this has been a Tibbs criticism for a long time.
Right.
Derrick Rose, when he got injured in the playoffs against the 76ers, I think.
He shouldn't
They were up by 20-something. And it was a playoff game, round one, like 2 minutes left.
Right.
And people look back like, oh my God. People look back to that all the time. Like, if he should not have been in the game.
Right.
And if he wasn't in the game, maybe he never lands like that.
So,
the whole history is different.
So is that Tibbs' style? Just to let those guys play it? Like, what's the deal with that?
Yeah, it is somewhat Tibbs. I don't know. He'll they're gonna ask him about it. We'll find out more. It's just something. It's interesting to bring up. Not complaining. Tibbs has been great this season, but it is something that we've seen brought up, and it's an interesting thing. He Quickly tonight, real quick on Quickly. Rose and Quickly, the chemistry's there. I love them off the bench.
It's Rosalie.
Rosalie, you called it. I just love the chemistry. They're playing well. Now, I do want to talk about some trades really quickly. Tomorrow night, we play Houston. So tonight, Bradley Beal didn't play.
Oh,
right?
yeah. Looking all dapper there in the corner. Watching the Knicks. Trying to see what our game plan is.
Well,
trying to see if he might fit in as another piece of the puzzle with the Knicks.
You saw some good stuff. So Bradley Beal didn't play tonight. And tomorrow night, Victor Oladipo's not playing. Very weird.
Right.
Beal was strange. Rest. I don't know, because he didn't play.
He wasn't resting, he was styling. He was styling in the corner.
So there's a lot of debates on trades right now. Zach LaVine's coming up. Bradley Beal's coming up. Victor Oladipo's coming up. I'm going to run you through everything. Oladipo is a free agent at the end of the season.
Okay.
So I really don't like any idea of trading for him unless you're giving up like Frank and a second round pick.
Right.
Or, something really light. Houston, they may want to trade him because maybe they don't re-sign him. Remember, they traded Harden, so they may be trying to reset.
Right.
Get this whole thing started again.
Right.
Oladipo has recovered from his injury, but he's injured again a little bit now, and his production has been better, but still not what he was when he was really good. There's a chance Victor Oladipo never becomes that good again.
Right.
And the next 4 years of his career is just like a steady decline. One, Zach LaVine having the best season of his career.
Right.
He's been insane all year long. He's having a Randall-like season. He's Randall for the Bulls.
Okay.
He's interesting because he's a free agent next summer.
Okay, so what does that mean for us?
So for us, here's what I think. LaVine is happy in Chicago. If he ever starts getting upset, they're going to have to trade him before he hits free agency because they don't want to lose him for nothing. So I could see, just for everyone there about Zach LaVine, I think if any Zach LaVine thing happens, it's going to be next deadline. Not now. I think he finishes the season. I think the Bulls try to get a better team around him.
Right.
But I think if we get to like January next year and Zach LaVine is still killing it.
So that could be a later trade for us down.
That could be a later trade.
Okay.
And Bradley Beal, obviously the big one. The problem with Bradley Beal, guys, is when you make a trade for a guy like Bradley Beal, usually you already have someone on your team who may be better than Bradley Beal or his level.
So then he's like the second. He's like the one and two. He's the two and the 1 and 2 kind of thing, right?
Now listen, Randall is very good. Randall and Bradley Beal would make us maybe a top 5 seed for the next 4 or 5 years. We will be a solid team. Now, if RJ takes a next step or IQ takes a next step or we get good draft picks, that could take like a next level. But the price for Bradley Beal would be insane because think about Bradley Beal. I think is leading the NBA in scoring right now.
Okay,
you're not trading for Bradley Beal without giving up.
Yeah, a lot of money, a lot of assets.
But let me tell you, you're giving up. I'm telling you, if you're trading for Bradley Beal, if you're being honest, you're probably having to give up RJ or Randall off bat, and probably more likely RJ because they would want someone young. They wouldn't want to trade Bradley Beal for Randall, right? So that's one. You're giving up picks. You're giving up at least 3 picks, right? You're probably also throwing in Frank Knox, that kind of stuff.
Right.
So it's up to you. I feel like RJ, RJ's been a little bit more iffy recently, but I trust RJ long term. I just do not feel now is the time for the Knicks to strike on the big trade. I think I want to see some smaller trades. Frank is our guy, but to be honest, he's not playing. It doesn't matter. Yeah. So if Frank Knox, and Knox hurts too. But I'm almost like, if Tibbs isn't going to play him, they're
not playing anyway. We didn't even tonight. We mentioned Knox, and then he happened to come out for a few minutes. We were like, oh wow, Knox is still playing on the team. I made some jokes about him going to play football.
So it's like I kind of see like the writing on the wall, right? Like if Knox is not going to be a part of Tibbs' team,
right?
Then I'm like, if you look, Derrick Rose, Dennis Smith Jr. wasn't a part of the team.
Right.
We traded him for Derrick Rose, and even though Derrick Rose is, much older,
right?
At least he's helping us right now.
Well, you said Bradley Beal is one of those guys who sort of admires the guys that stay with their team long term, right?
That's why they think he's staying in.
That's why he's staying in Washington. However, you've been telling me, and I've been seeing that he looks really, really upset there. Like he's not happy with the team, not happy with what he's doing. I don't know why he wasn't playing tonight. Did we hear that if there was an injury or
rest? They said rest.
So I don't know what that really means.
Yeah.
So I would like to see him here, but I do feel that RJ said he was a Knick.
Yeah, that's the thing.
He was a Knick.
And the people might tell me in the comments, "Oh, you don't have to trade RJ." I'm just being realistic. If Bradley Beal's on the market, teams from all over the league are gonna go in. Maybe there's a trade you could do for Bradley Beal that's like Obi, Knox, Frank, and 3 first-round picks.
I would kind of take that.
Yeah, so we'll see. But I almost feel like for the Knicks right now, we're finally achieving some level of competence, right?
Yes.
I think you make a couple small trades. I think if you trade Frank, that's cool. If you trade Knox, I still feel like I want to see more Knox because Knox is that Kentucky thing. He's been hitting his 3. But if you trade Knox and get someone else in fairly young that's helping us,
right? I'm
kind of like, you know what? This is a new regime. They're cutting your losses, whatever, right? And if the center thing comes up with Mitch, it makes them do something different. We're going to have to see. But for right now, listen, things are good. It's going to be a crazy season. The schedule is going to get a little bit easier. But without Mitch, we'll see how we perform. But Derrick Rose, I think, is a story of the night.
Yeah.
His 2 games with us right now, the 2 games he's played, just...
Yeah. I mean, if this is who he's going to be for our team, love it. Love it. Love it. No complaints.
No complaints?
No complaints.
Guys, thank you for watching. Take care. Peace. See you guys next time.